Hey everyone, we're halfway through this drought, and as much as I wanted to play through it, I just really wanted to start this episode with a bang.
That's what she said.
Well, it is cycle 21, day 1, and our drought has ended, and I really wanted to take some time and start this part off with some dynamite, because this is a celebratory cycle.
Dynamite!
Yes. And if you're wondering what that is, that is going to be yet another no, what are they called? Fertilization pond. I guess that's what we're calling it. Fertilization pond. And why is this a celebratory cycle? Cycle 21. That means it is one cycle longer than Olympus lasted. So Neo Olympus has already made it to a new standing in the beaver world. And to celebrate, for this entire cycle, we are going down to 16-hour work shifts. We'll give them a little bit of break, a little bit more time to enjoy life. I also now have 12 pumps. But as you can see, my water is completely topped off. We spent that entire drought pretty much topping off our water, because I was so worried about what could happen. And now that we've got our water back up, I can turn this hydroponics garden on. And this one will be on as soon as it gets built. So what I ended up doing was, because I was only losing one metal block, I ended up destroying these and moving them back so I could actually continue working on my beautiful housing complex that I am building over here. Yep, it is in works. I can't wait till I get further along. I've also been trying to take this time to build up some of my logs. It's not working as much as I'd like it to, but you know, you win some, you lose some. It's pretty much the way the cookie crumbles at this point. So then I'm also going to need to fill this in with these. And for the moment, I'm actually going to delete that one. And I am going to put a fluid dump onto this one. We're going to extend this path so it can get here, there. And then this is where I was going to build a forester. That forester is actually going to go here in this area. Why? Because I'm also going to move my lumberjacks onto this area, or at least one of them. Yep, one of them. And the other thing I'm actually going to put is a small water storage, because a small water storage will help greatly. And this one is just going to obtain goods from other warehouses. And that's for them to build whenever they get around to it. I also came to a decision and decided to... Yeah, I forgot to... Cutting area. There's more dead trees down here that they can get. I also decided to build over here and just let this drain out so I can continue getting the scrap metal, because it's going to be a while before we have I'm being honest, it's going to be a while before we have the mine open and enough beavers to actually run the mine. And to be honest, I would love to have bots to work in the mine, because injuries inside the mine get to be ridiculous. So I have my smelter turned off. I have my explosive factory is still on, but I'm full on explosives. But our lumber is at least coming up, which is good. And this is almost completely dried out. That's going to be great once it is. Because I really... Let's see. Now that it's dried out, I won't have to make it as high. So I will actually... Let's see, I believe it's able to get rid of that whole thing. I believe I unlocked the mine. I did. So we are going to place it because I need to make sure. And then pathing and structure, I believe it's a 6. Yep. That will enclose it. And then what else we're going to need on top of that? Impermeable floors. And now that I've gotten rid of that, time to get rid of some other stuff, because this has to be a certain way, otherwise this is not going to work properly. And so I need a triple platform there. And the triple platform there should be the double platform here. Double platform, double platform, double platform, double platform, double platform, double platform. And our double platforms are going to go all the way up to the top. I'm trying to make sure... Oh, another drought approaching. It seems that I can actually do a triple at the bottom. So if I just go back and delete this. So the goal is to actually make it so it's enclosed as it's going up. Yeah, we have the science for this. But I also have to make sure it has enough clearance. And I guess the best way to figure it out is, will they be able... It looks like they should have enough clearance. But you know what? It's not as pressing right now because that can be the last thing being built in all actuality. So we can take care of this. We'll be able to keep our stairwell going down. And then we'll just get our stairs going down here. Actually, take that back. We'll have these stairs going down here. We're not going to have any way that they're going to get stuck. Our wood is starting to come back up, which is good. Let's see. Let's make sure they don't get tricked into building those. What's our planks at? All right, we can turn one plank lumber mill back on. Our drought started. Our water's still good with 6. Top off these fluid dumps. Cycle 21, day 13. We're just gathering resources and we're going to actually add our next layer to this storage. This modular storage is such a great thing. And then we're going to put our eye in, which will give us our pathing to reach everything. And then this is going to have scrap metal, metal blocks, and more metal blocks. And so that'll be our 4th level of storage. There's one more to throw on top of this. And that 5th level, I don't know if you can actually go higher. Like I said, this was a storage design that I found watching Sky Storm, who's a avid Timberborn player. I'll again link the video in the description of this one, and he only goes up to 5 levels. I'm pretty sure with enough engineering you can make it go up higher. I just have not even ventured into it. I may later on, after we've gotten further on this mega build that I want to do, but I'm sure we're going to need more storage. But since this is modular, if you actually took up a place, you can put them next to each other, or put them in a line. There's so many ways you can do this. So I'm sure we'll play around on it with it later on in the series, but that's for later when we have way more resources to be building with. Well, it's cycle 21, day 21. 2.5 days left on the drought. And as you can see, I pushed them and they delivered. They finished this during the drought, which means it didn't have enough time for any of it to actually go up in water level because it's during the drought. And as you can see, I am back up to 2.1k water. I'm only running 6 pumps right now to keep it that way. And I have both of the hydroponics gardens over here running again. So they are pumping out mushrooms. And we are doing well. Except I let the fluid dumps get empty. Oh gosh. Well, at least I realized early, before everything died. But man, I feel like I was cutting it close if it was 5 days. Okay, something pretty funny just happened. I'm building a mini storage facility right here next to our big one, industrial one. And there was one explosive in this storage. So he took the explosive out to place here. But he took it from here and went all the way around up this path over here to place it up from up top instead of just placing it from the bottom. I found that pretty humorous. You know, I thought it was pretty funny that he would do all that because that seemed like the long way around. But I guess that is kind of how the pathing of the beavers works. It simply doesn't make sense at times. So what am I going to store in here? And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because we are going to start getting rid of some of these storages over here. So if I put a small industrial pile here, put scrap metal, put obtain from other warehouses, that'll give them a way to get scrap metal to the smelter and not have to go very far. And then I'll put metal blocks in this one so that way they're not carrying them out too far. They can store them here and move on about their day instead of trying to take them to the big storage. We're going to change this to logs so they have a supply of logs for the engine. And we are actually going to demolish all this and prioritize them to clean it up and sort it to where it needs to go. Also, we're going to prioritize them building this and this. Well, I wasn't even paying attention and they got this whole area filled out. Well, it's cycle 22, day 9. My dog has just started having some bad dreams with the growling. And we're just building resources. We're down. We were at 740 logs, I believe. And we started working some more on getting our mine up and running. Oh, speaking of which. Haha. Yep, that is dried out. So what we can do is we can put pathway down. And then we will be able to scavenge more scrap metal out of here. Which is amazing. Unfortunately, all of these got contaminated, which I knew was going to happen, which is why I was preparing this blockade over here. It'll take some time, but you know, it is what it is. During a drought, they'll actually probably get a chance to grow and mature. So we're going to do one other thing, and that is to do something up here that is going to be part of how this is going to be set up. We're going to have that. Oh yes, I need another right there. And then eventually we're going to have stairs going up on top of this. You know, building up. And what's going up on top of there? You'll find out later. Maybe in the next episode. We'll see how long it takes us to actually get some of this other stuff completed. Moving on to big projects and everything. Let's see. They're almost done with what I am really wanting them to get done. Which is good because our logs are getting lower and lower. Well, it's cycle 22, day 22. We're still working on trying to build up our resources as they are continually working on projects, but we're doing all right. We've got 4 pumps active during this bad tide, and we're still at 1.5k water. Yeah, we're still just having the normal issues with the bad tide, killing off all our crops, all our food, or I should say our wood. But that's why we planted some more back here. This stuff should not be killed off by the contamination. But as we are working, we're at 172 planks and 117 gears. Although a lot of those gears are going to this new large water tank that's over here. And it's going to be water. But they finished this upper tier of this part of our housing complex. Our downtown area, as it would seem. But everything is going well. Everything is just going slowly, which is normal. So I think I'm going to wrap this episode up here and call it, as we are gaining stores of dynamite, because we are going to do some blasting soon. But until then, we're just gonna see you after this bad tide in the next episode. and see how much damage it's actually going to do. All right, I will catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like, subscribe, or leave me a comment. I am always open and welcome to criticism because I am not the best player of this game. And I actually watch a lot of other YouTubers that do this. So I tend to get ideas from them because they're better at this than I am. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.